Worry about communication without Cole and Minka back there too?
I don't know if I worry about it. I feel very confident. It's definitely going to be more of a challenge, but I feel like we have a good game plan. We've had good communication all week. We still have another 2 days here to do much studying as we possibly can, and we have to help those guys out if they need assistance. It's all about getting everybody on the same page. It's not always about getting everybody in the right defense. Sometimes it's just about calling one thing so we all can play the same play as opposed to trying to get the perfect call and then guys get different calls and it gets messed up.
Them playing certain type of defense now, the GP kind of minimizing his, kind of helped out the run game also. So I think that was one thing.
Is that one of the things you tell him too, like, hey, because they're focused on you, it's opening up stuff for us?
Yeah, he knows that. Yeah, for sure.
Working on anything specifically and trying to clean up anything to make, as a group, to make quarters 1 through 3 look like the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say the same thing over and over again. It's consistency. We've shown that we can do it, but we don't do it consistently through those quarters that, where the lead could have been, much greater heading to the fourth, where we didn't have to win it in the fourth.
Welcome to Steel City News. This Sunday, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be hosting the Green Bay Packers. But how are they going to become victorious in this game, having struggled so much in quarters 1, 2, and 3? And of course, when Kenny Pickett is asked about this, or even Coach Tomlin, it doesn't seem like the Pittsburgh Steelers have an answer on how to do better in quarters 1 through 3. I mean, is it a problem with warming up? I talked about this before. Or is it just the fact that the plays are just too predictable? Then eventually the Pittsburgh Steelers realize how the defense is responding and maybe they do something that works. Or is Kenny Pickett just more determined when he's under that fourth quarter pressure? It's that whole situation where you need to clean the house, but when you've got company coming over soon, you do it really fast and efficient. I think Kenny Pickett has that kind of thing going on. It's like holiday cleaning. It's like quarter 4 is like, oh, wow, it's Christmas or Thanksgiving. And it's like, oh no, I need to score some points so I'm not embarrassed and humiliated. They have to figure out something. Either they have no idea how to make the first 3 quarters work and be more consistent, or they figured something out and they're not telling us. Well, I have a hard time believing that they figured it out at this point. I mean, we're this late in the season, we're past the regular season mark. You would think that they would have figured it out by now. It doesn't make a lot of sense, except the fact that they may not really know how to fix quarters 1 through 3. Now, the Steelers do have a good chance with the Green Bay Packers. This is a very important game. This game could make or break their chance to get to the playoffs. So they need to figure something out. Now, what do they have to do? Well, they need to utilize everyone. Running backs. Yes, you have to utilize Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris. You have to use George Pickens as well as Deontay Johnson. You have to do this in unpredictable ways. And if you got double coverage going on, guess what? That opens up your run game. If they're focused on the run, you've got a passing game. I don't think it's that complicated. Now, they need to start doing some things that are a little more advanced in the beginning, and I really hope they're capable of that, because some of the assumptions are that Coach Canada is only giving them plays that he feels they are capable of performing well. Well, a lot of the plays have not been performing that well. I know the last game was a victory, and that's nice. It was not a pretty game. None of the games this season have been pretty games, even the wins. The Pittsburgh Steelers do need to figure something out. When he said this at his Tuesday press conference.
I think Pickett's quarterback rating 75 in the first 3 quarters. Is there something that's particularly not happening for him?
What is his rating in the fourth quarter?
Like 108.
Well, just ask it from that perspective. He's awesome in the fourth quarter, man. He rises up in those moments. He wants to be the reason why we're successful. He prepares his tail off. In some instances where people run from challenges, he runs 2 challenges, and so that's why his performance is so good in the fourth. Those other quarters we'll work on.
That's great about the fourth quarter, that he's awesome, but there are 4 quarters in a game. There are 3 other quarters that he needs to be awesome in, or at least good. So let's do that this Sunday. Whatever preparation needs to take place, we need to see quarters 1 through 3. We can't have another messy game and another messy win, because even if the Pittsburgh Steelers do make it to the playoffs, they can't be sloppy in quarters 1 through 3. It's not going to work. It's going to be a really short playoff stint. And we don't want that. That's disappointing. Nobody wants that. What are your thoughts? What do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do to first win on Sunday and win in the first 3 quarters and continue that in the fourth quarter? Let us know in the comments below. Love to hear your responses. And remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to our channel and hit that bell. This is the Friday rant, right? We want to see some scoring. We want to see some numbers up on the board, much higher numbers than we've seen, and we want to see it throughout the game consistently. Is that too much to ask? And I know this team's very young. A lot of these guys are in their mid-20s. They don't have a lot of veteran experience, and we know that. Teams that have had that consistency in the past have had a lot of veterans on the team, veteran experience, guys that have been there, done that. And I know we don't have that, but it's still no excuse. These guys are professionals. Let's see some points. Thanks for watching Steel City News.